Happy Sunday. Got another great episode today. I'm excited about this one. Talk to me, how we doing today? Let me know if my levels is good. It's gonna be a good episode. I'm excited about this one. Vic, what's good, man? Let me know if you can hear me. How we feeling today? Let's see, go ahead and test this chat line, make sure that this is working. That's good. What's going on, everybody? Dre, what's going on? Somebody go get my guy. It's gonna be a great, nice show for us. It's a great day of football. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me some thumbs up, some hearts in there. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Looks like my green microphone is working. What's going on, Nicole? Get ready to start this up in a little bit. How we feeling today? Let me know how we feeling. I'm feeling good. What's going on, Evan? Travis, what's good? I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Evan. I appreciate that. I'm doing good. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope the family doing good. Had a good day of football. Working, I hear that. We are root for in football. I know the Giants game about to come on, so but I had to fit it in with the schedule for us both. So, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, my guys in the chat. We're gonna go one more minute. One more minute, get everybody going. Then we're gonna get my guy on camera. This is gonna be a good one, man. This is the homie right here. Sean, what's going on? Okay. I'm ready to put my guy on camera. Let's do it. Let's see if I put my guy on camera. Yes, sir, big bro.
Legend, what's going on?
I'm coolin', man. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain, man. I can't complain.
Good, man. Can you hear and see me good?
Yeah. You clear.
Perfect, man. What's going on your side?
Just resting up, man. Just living life. That's about it.
I hear that, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, from the first time we did to your platform now, it's totally different.
We got a whole new thing going on. That was years ago.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure there's some pieces to the story that we can add to it, man, from your end, man. So I'm excited. Just gonna give everybody one more minute. So what I'm gonna do?
Be here.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. I know you always moving and grooving, so I appreciate you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce the show, then I'm gonna throw you the lob. You introduce yourself, your high school, and then your class, graduation class, and then we're gonna dive into this conversation, man.
Let's get it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tap In with Tristan. We got another Facebook Live edition, Long Island Basketball History edition. I'm really excited for this show, man. So pull up a chair. I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Kenny Jones, Wyandanch, class of '03.
I appreciate you, boss, man.
No
So
problem.
once again, thank you so much for taking time out so you can share your story. And along the way, man, we want to give you your flowers and celebrate you too.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I think it's only right for us to kind of go back to the beginning. Let's see what young Kenny's looking like, man. When did we kind of get involved with basketball? What's the age, man, and where are we at?
Uh, young Kenny, young Kenny was a how can I put it? Young Kenny was found an accident, to be honest with you. I started playing ball when I was 5.
Okay,
My older brother was real good in ball, so that was my way to connect with my older brother because I was the youngest boy. So being the youngest, I couldn't hang out with my brothers. That was always telling me go in the house, get away from them. You know what older brothers do. But basketball is what brought me and my older brother's connection.
okay,
Um, and all I wanted to do was be like my older brother. So it didn't matter what he was doing. I knew that's what I wanted to do. So basketball is what it was. He was the first one to put it in my hands, and I used to just go out there and just watch him play, and then everything he would do, I would copy it, or you know, I would, anything when it came to basketball, I was on it. And from
gotcha.
that day on, I knew, this is what I wanted to do. Even if, for a few minutes, my brother would play for me for a few minutes, or just to get his attention. And I knew basketball was going to get his attention, just so I could hang out with him. And I never, growing up in Wyandanch, it's like a different world. You know what I mean? So it's like all my friends played. We all grew up around each other. So that's all we did. Rain, sleet, snow. If the ice was melted on the ground, we out there hooping. From the time the time the sun comes up to the time sun goes down, we out there hooping. And I just fell in love with it.
Okay,
Just watching it professionally, and you know playing in middle school and things like that. I was addicted to it. You know
okay,
what I mean? And
okay,
it was and I was more so addicted to the grind. I
okay.
was more so addicted to the work. You know what I mean? My passion for it was just, as I got older and as I see myself getting better and, playing against different guys, and like, yeah, like my hunger just grew year after year as I got older. And for some reason, it just, I wouldn't let it go
You want to let it
because
go?
that's what I knew. I wouldn't let it go because that's what I knew I wanted to do. I tried playing football, tried playing basketball. I'm like, nah, that's not me. So right back to the, basketball. And, and I, I, for what this game has done to me, everything in my life, I owe it to the game of ball.
That's dope. That's dope. Now you said that you had an older brother. How many years older was he than you? The one
Well, I
that
got
you.
an older brother. I got one older brother. He's 11 months older than me. But my
Okay,
oldest brother, he's 8 years older than me.
8 years. This is the one that you're talking about. Try to get his attention,
Yeah,
and then he you can't
yeah.
really tag along with him. There's a big age
Care,
gap.
yeah, I mean, 8 years is a big difference.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So me looking up to my older brother was like, he was always going to look at me as the little brother.
Little guy.
Yeah, always. I mean, he didn't know that, now that I'm way bigger and taller, he didn't know this was going to happen.
Right.
But yeah, but like my brother, he was my idol growing up. Even though he
Okay.
was he was my older brother, he was my idol growing up. And him just teaching me the game, and I think what really hurt because my brother moved out when I was 10 years old.
Okay. Okay.
So when my brother moved out, I think that took a piece of me also.
Did
But
it?
I knew what he left me. You know what
What
I
did he
mean?
leave you?
He left me the ball. He knew like, yo,
Basketball.
he left me basketball. And like even when I'm, teaching my son nowadays, it's like you don't need much to become a good basketball player. because we had the bare minimum. We shot in garbage cans, we shot in bicycle tires. We had the bare minimum. So
Right.
once my brother left, I had to figure it out.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So my hunger and every day I was just learning how to dribble the basketball. Just getting a feel of the ball, and it just became a part of me.
Wow.
You know
That's
what I
amazing.
mean?
You did
Yeah.
mention earlier, Kenny, that Wyandanch is a different world. What did you mean by that?
Windage is rough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everybody knows about Windage. Windage is rough, and
Yeah.
it's you know I'm blessed and love where I come from, but it's hard to get out. You know what I mean? And I use ball to get out. I knew one thing I wanted was a scholarship. I knew like I wanted to see the world, and you know with all my friends, I was blessed to have the guys that I grew up with because all we did was hoop.
Okay. So your nucleus of friends was kind of thinking the same way. Was there um now your brothers is out of the house. Was he visiting periodically or he was like going type
Yeah,
shit?
no, he would visit. We would go see him and everything else. He was still around, but he just wasn't physically in the
He
house.
wasn't physically there,
Right.
on a daily
So
basis.
right. So I
Got
I leaned I leaned on my second older brother a whole lot, but he was my second older brother Chuck. He was the athlete of the family.
And
Like
what's your older brother's name?
with Chuck, he played. My older brother's Jermaine, and my second older
Jermaine,
brother.
the oldest brother. Okay.
Yeah, my second older brother's Chuck.
Got you. Okay. Continue.
Um, and Chuck, I leaned on him a whole lot because he was real athletic. He was track, football, and and he also played basketball with us. So, and I leaned on him a lot for physicality. He was extremely physical. It was at times I couldn't score on him. It was
Yeah.
it was always a battle
Yes.
playing against him. But that's where the toughness came in, the attitude came in. At one point it was I don't I don't care who you are, what your name is, what you got going on. You're gonna know who Kenny Jones is once you get off this court.
I like
And
it.
that mentality I took to college. I took overseas. All the countries I played in all over the world, and that mentality stuck with me all through my career.
Listen, bro, I love where this is going, right? I know some pieces of the story, and I think some other people do as well. Um, but I love this build up that you got going on into this awesome career. You
Hmm.
mentioned at 10 years old, your idol, left the house. So he did leave you to basketball and you recognize how much you loved it. And then was you even understanding, what it could do for you? You did say that you was a fan of the game. So you're like, man, I feel like this can be something that's going to open up the door for me to get out of here. But was you
You
already
know,
recognizing that at an early age? Or
not
you're not thinking that big. You're just
I'm
like, I
not.
love this and this is
Yeah,
a part of my daily
yeah.
existence.
I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not even really thinking about it
We're
like
not
that.
there yet. Not
Yeah,
there
I'm
yet.
not. I'm nowhere near there yet because I'm still at that. I'm still learning the game.
You're still on the game. Now tell me, you said it's rough out there, man. Like what's going on with your peers in there, man? Is there a lot of are you having to fend for yourself type thing? Or you know what I'm saying? Like you had a surrounding to where we do the basketball thing. Y'all know what it is.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, growing up, wine is like I said, it's rough. Wyandanch High School, it's eas- it's a rough neighborhood. It depends on
Yeah.
where you at. Like I grew up in the boonies. We used to call it the boonies.
Yeah.
Uh, not too far from Straight Path. You know, friends and everything that went on. It was like we had to survive. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? We didn't have much. But my mom always made sure we had enough.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We always made she always made sure she was good. So it was, even my older brother growing up and some of his friends is getting into it, getting arrested and things like that. It's just, days where, we outside playing and the cops is rolling up on us and it's and all we doing is being kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just the reputation that Wyandanch has. It's just and it's always going to be there because that's what Wyandanch is known for.
Yeah.
So, we outside late at night, just chilling in front of the house. We're not doing anything. We being kids, and cops rolling up on us, flashing lights, and this, that, and the third. But that's what we grew up. That's what we were so used to it. We knew it was always going to happen.
You know what was going to be part. So I'm going to ask you this question, but I'm going to save it. I want you to save the answer for later on after we go through this.
Okay.
What do you think that Wyandanch could do to even change their reputation? Put a pin in that, and we'll
Okay.
talk about that as we go through there. Don't let me forget that, because I would love to hear your input on there, just knowing the type of person that you are and then you growing up there. When did you first put on a basketball uniform, and what was that like? Because you mentioned you're shooting in bicycle rims and tires, and wherever you could create a hoop and be creative and ball, you was doing that. What was the first uniform that you put on?
The first uniform I put on was in Amityville Annex.
Okay.
That's the first time I was actually on a physical basketball
Wait,
court.
you was at the Ace?
Yeah, all the time. And this
Okay.
and the crazy thing that's happened is it was Dre. Um,
Talk about it.
one of my classmates. Um, I don't know if Dre might remember, but his name was Guynet. And he was like, he said something one day. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on to my guy." He was like, "You need to get in touch with my guy." I didn't think anything of it.
You didn't think it.
So
How old are we right here, Kenny?
I'm like 10, 11 years old,
10,
probably about
11
11
years
years
old.
old.
All
Yeah,
right,
about
keep it
11
going.
years old.
Keep it going.
So I'm in front of my house and dribbling the basketball. I'm out there, shooting in the air, and I'm just out there dribbling the ball. And a
Yes.
car pulls up, behind me.
Okay.
It was Dre. It's the first time I ever met Dre.
Talk about that encounter.
Um, it was he was intense, as he always. But me looking at him like I, it was hard to especially trust people you don't know.
Yes.
So he pulls up on me and introduced himself and was like, "I hear you good," and you know he was like, "Do you want to play ball?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Okay.
So me thinking, the first thing I'm thinking is, my mom's not gonna let me play
Yes.
because you don't know this dude.
We don't know this guy, man. We
I
just
don't
not gonna
know.
have you going with a stranger, man.
Yeah. So he was sitting there and he was like, "Let me, introduce myself to your mom." So my mom comes out and they talk. And I think what it was is, I think what, the first thing it was is, the first thing Dre said is, "I'm gonna take care of him." And that's all my mom needed to hear.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Now, are there any other? Is your dad around? Uncles? Is there any male figures in the house?
Yeah, my dad's around, but I think at this time, I think maybe at work, or he wasn't there when Dre pulled up. My mom
Okay.
was there, but my dad was. I think he was at. I want to say he was probably at work or somewhere.
Okay.
But
Okay. So he's like, I'm gonna take care of you. And that was enough
that was a that was enough for my mom
to move
because
forward.
we was growing up. We really wasn't really able to go a lot of places.
Yes.
You know, um, some of my friends would be able to go up to the park and this and that. We wasn't hardly ever, if we wasn't on our block or on our friend's block, we rarely went anywhere. So for her to sit there and say, "I trust you,"
Oh yeah.
and to allow me to go with him,
Changed
that
everything.
that yeah, changed everything.
So talk about that.
So
Talk about that first experience where you actually leaving and you're starting to play for this team. You know what I mean? And at really the Ace, UNEO. You're
yeah,
over
yep, yep.
there.
So the craziest thing was, I want to say maybe the next day, Dre came to pick me up. Me, I'm used to hooping in jeans and whatever I had on. That's what I was
Your
hooping in.
school clothes, we hooping in.
We hooping in it. I didn't know, and I really didn't understand. Only thing I knew about basketball was what around the house and what we saw on TV and things like
Wow.
that. But me actually playing it, I
You
didn't know
didn't
what
really
it
know
took.
basketball etiquette.
I didn't know anything about basketball etiquette. So me, I went in the house and grabbed some jean shorts and a shirt. I wasn't even, what I mean, because that's all I knew.
I play in that. I'm cool
And
with
that's
that.
why I played then. So we go to the annex, Amityville, and Dre said, "Go ahead and change your clothes." So I go in the locker room. I put on my jean shorts, my shirt, and I come out the locker room. And Dre looked at me. He said, "Kim, what the hell are you doing?"
What are you doing? I can see it. I already hear it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm ready to hoop.
What you mean? I'm ready to hoop, man. I just changed
Yeah,
my clothes like you asked me to.
yeah. So I think right there, he knew it was going to take a lot. Like he had to get me prepared.
I got to work this year. Clay
Yeah,
for the Holden. You're really green in
yeah.
the category.
I was real raw. So he went in there and got me it was an all yellow uniform.
The Uneo joint.
Yeah, all yellow. I mean, like the whole jersey was all yellow and black. I'm like, well, damn, this shit bright. But I put it on.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on.
I'm gonna put it on, and we had a little game or whatever. And for me, for the first time, I'm actually playing organized basketball. I was doing my thing.
What did that feel like, dude? Because you just hooping in and you're hooping in whatever clothes you got and just doing what you can. Now, this is organized.
Yeah.
What did that do to your spirit, man? What did that do to your everything?
Well, I wanted to quit, to be honest, because Drake kept yelling at me.
He was
Like,
intense.
yeah, he's always intense. I love that man to death, but the first, like, he's intense. But
It was a shock to your system because you're like, bro,
yeah,
I'm just trying to understand
I'm
what's
just
going
trying to
on.
hoop. Like, I'm not like I'm listening to him, but I'm like, yo, I just want to hoop. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm like, yo, stop yelling at me.
Yeah, what are you
You
doing?
see, like, what are you doing?
Right.
But it built something like that's where it all started. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
That's when that's when I understood. And the conversation me and Dre had afterwards, it was like, yo, listen, you got to become coachable. I didn't know what that was. You know what
Okay.
I mean? I didn't understand it.
Right.
Um, so while he's yelling at me and can't do this, it was a shock to me. But
Was you giving him lip service back? Was you giving him attitude back?
no, I wasn't because I was so shocked. He was like screaming on me. I was afraid to say something. You know, yeah, like I was like losing my mind but I I kept going. You
You
know what
kept
I
going.
mean?
I'm gonna
Didn't
put you
understand
on.
nothing he was talking about. Didn't understand anything about you know formations and running plays and you know which side of the ball to be on. I was just out there playing like I was playing in front of my house or playing with my friends.
Right.
So the conversation me and Dre had was
Wow.
he was like the first thing he said was he was like, I'm not yelling at you to like, to bring you down or I'm yelling, you have to become coachable. Dre was the first person to teach me you gotta become coachable. And I had no idea what that was. So me learning that and that was just the first for me, that was just the first day.
That was day one.
That was day one. Day one was intense.
Right into the fire. Right
Right? He
into the
threw
fire.
he threw me right into the fire. And
He's yelling at you like you're a
yeah,
veteran.
he threw me right into the fire.
So
But
do you feel like he was on you? I mean, he's on everybody that he believes in, but do you think that he was like, yo, I think I got something here?
I
And
think he knew.
yeah,
I think he knew from the first 5 minutes I was out there playing.
yeah.
I think he knew.
This guy's a dog.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. I was discovered on an accident.
And for those who don't know, let's go ahead and give like Dre a proper introduction. Who is Dre? Give him his first and last name, and then what organization that he was a part of. So
Yeah,
people
Andre Edwards. He's team underrated.
team on
He's
credit.
he's he needs more than just his flowers. You know what I mean? Um, Dre is for me he's my goat. He's my legend. He's legendary.
Yeah,
He doesn't get the credit that he deserves because
right.
a lot of these dudes that play that Wyandanch or a lot of these guys that just walk the street that used to have a history, they went through Dre first, and I can happily honestly say I was one of the first.
That's amazing. Salute
You know
to
what I mean?
Yeah, salute to Dre. He was actually a player. He went
Yep,
to
he
play,
played,
right? Played, went through the armed forces, came
mhm,
back, got into coaching. For those who
got
don't know,
coaching.
a quick backstory about him, and really reached out his hands to the kids and the youth that needed the most help. He needed
Yep,
the most help, and he went to those suburbs where they needed the most help, and he really, because he understood it.
yeah,
He grew up in Wyandanch, so he understood that, and I think that's another reason why he was probably so hard on you right away. He said,
right,
"Man, I can't afford for this guy to see anything outside of something strict, so I can get him out of here."
right. And the and the fact that he just took a chance on me,
Yeah,
because anybody could say, "Oh, he can play," and then when you get them in that situation, like, where you get this kid from, he really can't play.
yeah. That
So
wasn't very accurate, man. This guy can't.
right, right. So he took that chance on me, and not only did he took the chance on me, he took care of me, food, you know, whatever I needed. Dre was, rides to games, and he used to come pick me up, and like everything when it came in my development from 11 years old to high school was all Dre. I think me and Dre was together almost every day,
Almost every day.
almost every day. He was the first person that my mother actually, because in the hood when them lights come on, you need to be in the house.
We gotta
You
be in the
better,
house, man. It get wild
you
out
you
there.
know what I mean?
Just get you in the house.
Like if the lights is on before you in the house, something before you get to the house, something wrong. But
Yeah.
Dre was the first person. I was in Amityville Annex, Wyandanch Annex. We was going all over, and Dre always made sure I was good. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Dre, man.
And
That's a lot of love right there, man, to help this young man develop, and for him to see that and extend himself. Now he did it with a lot of people, but we're talking about you in particular here, man.
yeah, like I said, I can say I'm the first. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
Dre poured his all into me, and my development it came so fast. It was a beautiful thing because when it was time for me to go, Dre understood it's time for you to go.
Time for you to go. Bring us into this is a beautiful that's a beautiful tribute and an appropriate tribute for Dre. So salute to you for even recognizing that, even through your story, recognize how big a deal he was for it and giving him his flowers on this platform. So salute to
Yeah,
you, Dre.
100%. I will never. No one can say nothing to me about Dre.
Nah, that's the homie
I,
right there.
I don't care. Listen,
Help shape.
I'm the product.
Yep. Yep.
I'm one of the finishing products of just the development of just all he does.
It's
You know
time,
what I
effort.
mean?
It's time and effort. It's time and effort, and in all categories. So
All
salute to you.
categories. Because if anybody say they can't do it, I'm a walking testament.
You
I went
talk,
through
you talking the talk, and we sitting here in real time, and you're one of the products of that. So
one
salute
of
to
the
you,
products.
man. Salute to you too. Let's talk about the middle school years, man. What is that looking like, man? Right?
Uh,
You got a lot of people in Wyandanch, man, that very athletic. I'm hearing some go to different schools, in between that middle school and high school. They grow up in Wyandanch and they go to different schools. Some of these young guys, man, they're struggling with their grades, so they're not eligible. Some of them start going into the street
yeah,
life.
yeah.
What's your situation in the middle school? Let's talk seventh, eighth grade.
Well, seventh and eighth grade, Dre was in my life. So I knew if I wanted to play ball, I had to get my schoolwork together. Like that was number one because my mom was like, if Dre was to come pick me up, my grades that day, I wasn't going. So not only did I have to deal with my mother, I had to deal with Dre as well. So I knew what I had to do in middle school. Seventh grade, I played first. I played middle school ball in seventh grade. Um, After seventh grade, I was in high school. We started high school in eighth grade.
You started high school in eighth grade.
I started high school in eighth grade. I was the last class to start high school in eighth grade. After my class, eighth grade went back to the middle school.
Okay, hold on a second.
Crazy, ain't
Yeah, hold on.
it?
I thought you meant like basketball wise. You moved up. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
No, no. All right. Hold on. You're physically an eighth grader in Wyandanch High School.
Physically, eighth grade in Wyandanch High School.
What is that like, dude? Hold on a second. And you said that you was the last class, and they was like, "Nah, we got to put y'all guys
Yeah, yeah. It
back
put us back.
in the middle school."
It was
What is
it was
that
a
experience like?
it,
I'm
it was
reading
a
in.
it was a culture shock for us. You know what I mean? We and I mean, even though I look like a size of a freshman, because I think I was probably about 6'1", 6'2",
Yup.
but it was different.
You got a lot of grown men in there,
It
grown
was
ladies
it,
in
it
there,
was
right?
good. It was everybody was grown, but us.
Yo, so
Yeah.
so how are they treating you guys, man? Like, what was that? Because was there a little fear going on? Was you intimidated by going there, or you wasn't tripping?
No, I wasn't tripping. Not too much. I mean, my brother was there. You know what I mean?
Your
So
brother's there. He's 11 months old. He's
yeah,
there.
he's 11 months older than me, so he's already a grade ahead of me. So
Okay, okay.
and a lot of ones in my class, they had brothers and sisters in the school already. So it was it wasn't too much. And I mean, I was almost the same size as juniors and seniors in there anyway. So it wasn't too bad, but it was different. We had to grow up real quick. We had to grow up real quick. And and the crazy thing is, I didn't even start watching the Wyandanch High School basketball until my freshman year.
So you wasn't even watching the eighth grade.
I wasn't even watching eighth grade because I would go to school, and then that night I was either Wyandanch Annex, Amityville Annex. I was somewhere playing ball.
Yup,
Come home and do it all over again.
yup, yup. And you say you're watching your game mature and everything like that.
Hmm.
When uh did you start going at? So was only Long Island basketball what you knew at this time? Did you start? When
Yeah.
did you start branching out into NYC?
With Dre, IS8, IS8.
Okay. What year was
Rough.
that? What grade are you in?
I'm probably eighth grade. Yeah, I want to say that's when I first started branching out to the city ball.
Okay. Who's going out
Yeah.
there? Man, name some names in that eighth
Oh
grade class.
man, I
ISA.
want to. I
Tell
want
me that
to.
experience real quick.
Man, it was. I don't know what age it was. I don't know how old I was, but one of the most fond memories. I want to say Mark was there too. I think Mark played with me at IS8, and we was. I want to say he was playing against the Minutemen. Not sure, but I want to say AJ played. They had a squad. Mamadou was on a team. They had a squad. They was up by like 20 at one point of the game.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was, but Dre looked at me and was like, "Yo, you better figure it out.
We're gonna get smoked if you don't figure it out.
You better figure it out. This is probably one of the most when it comes to ISA, and it's just me and Big Mark. We came back from 20, and then I'm talking about they were loaded,
Loaded.
loaded. We came back from 20 and one,
Y'all
and I
won.
think, yeah, and I think right there,
Okay.
Dre knew he Kenny gonna be that man.
Kenny gonna be one of these guys. For
Kenny
you
gonna
to
be one of these
fight
guys.
against that team in this environment,
Yep.
that was like a rite of passage right there.
Yeah, I want to say it was. See, Mark's talking right now, loaded. He knows. He was right there. He was in the field with me. We were going to work.
So you're a freshman now, man. What team are we on at Wyandanch High School now? You're completely on the radar, I'm sure,
Right.
right?
Freshman year,
Freshman
I
year.
was I went and tried out, but I went and tried out, not
Yep.
thinking about making varsity or anything. Not, I just wanted to try out. And I made JV.
Okay.
Um, man, JV. I think I was JV. I was probably averaging almost 30 a game.
Cooking out there.
Yeah. And then one day I was walking walking to practice, and one thing our coaches didn't do, they'll drive right past us and won't pick us up. Drive right past us, won't pick us up, freezing cold outside, and make us walk to school. Walk
What's
walk
that?
to
What you think that's about?
it for me it was discipline.
Discipline.
For me, it was discipline. And but one day, Coach Ted, he pulled up beside me, so I knew something was up because they don't do that. You know,
Something,
we'll wave them
something
down, they'll beat their horns, and they say, "See you at the gym." So
Yo, they
yeah,
acknowledge you, but keep
yeah,
rolling.
yeah, yeah. They acknowledge us. They'll wave and keep it going.
I don't know how I
So
feel about that, Kenny.
yeah, I mean, it
That's
is
part of
what
the
it
wine
is.
dance way.
Yeah,
Look, yeah, I
that
see
was the
you with it.
Wyandanch way.
Oh man, you
Um,
guys are different.
yeah. So Coach Ted pulls up beside me and he was like, "How you feel about varsity?" I'm like, "I don't feel anything about it." He was like, "I think you just played your last JV game. We're gonna move you up to varsity." I told him no. I said, "I'm not ready. I'm not. I don't want. I'm not ready for all
You're like, hold on a second. Oh, let's not jump the gun
that." Okay.
here. You're like, yo, let's not get
Yeah.
ahead of ourselves. So how did that conversation finish up?
He started laughing at me. He said, "No, you played your last game of JV." I'm
Oh, this
like,
is happening. Now, this is not negotiable.
"Yeah, it's not like he's
It's
asking
not.
me, and I'm telling him no. He's telling me it's already done."
Okay, what happens next?
So get to practice. Nobody knows though. Nobody knows. So we get to practice, and they used to split the JV and the varsity up because we used to practice together.
Mhm.
So I'm standing in the middle of the floor. JV goes on one side. I'm just standing in the middle of the floor, and I just slowly just walked over to the varsity side. So the varsity dudes was like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Hey, what you doing, young fella?
Yeah, yeah, like Dewey and all the older guys, and they was like, "Yo, what you doing?" I'm like, "I'm a varsity now."
Okay,
And it was like that right there was my moment, like, because all the older guys was leaving also, so I knew right then and there next year I was going to take the rings. It was going to be me because most of all the seniors was leaving.
yo,
So right then and there I knew, like, yeah, yeah, it's time. First game, it was rough.
it was rough.
It was rough. I had to learn. It's like I had to learn everything over. The speed, the
Hmm.
strength, the athleticism, how they moved, everything was different.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I was in shape playing JV, but when I was on varsity, that was a whole different conditioning.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I had to learn all that, and it was a culture shock. It was a wake up call.
It was a wake
It
up
was a
call.
wake, it was a wake
I'm
up
not
call.
as good as I thought I was, but also you've been accustomed to being baptized by fire and being able to persevere. So it's like, okay, this is another one of those. Is that fair to say?
Right, right. I mean, because I had to deal with Dre for years before that, and he didn't baby me, he didn't coddle me, he just threw me in. And that's what happened with JV. Moving up to varsity, they just threw me in, and either I was going to sink or I was going to swim. You know
Facts.
what I mean? So I think I learned how to swim pretty well.
I gotta swim. I gotta swim. That's all you know.
Swim.
Who's the coach? Who's the high school coach at this time, man? Who's the
Uh,
varsity coach?
Carl Gainey, Mr. Gainey.
Salute to Carl Ganey, right?
Yeah,
His
yeah,
name rings,
Quincy.
right?
Yeah,
So,
Quincy
so
Simpson.
who else?
Quincy Simpson. It was
Quincy
Carl
Simpson.
Gainey, Quincy Simpson. Yep.
So what was the style of coaching compared to Dre? Because it seems like Dre obviously has been the foundational piece for you since
Hmm.
about 10 or 11 years old. Now you're in high school, right? How was that coaching style
Uh,
compared to
well,
Dre?
for
Was it similar?
for me, I don't know how they were,
Yeah, for
back
you.
in the day, right before me, but Mr. Gator was real laid back,
Okay.
real laid back. He didn't really say much. We ran the same plays. I think all 4 years I was in high school, never changed. Um, he was real laid back, and it got even more. He was even more laid back as well as we was getting older and as we was getting better.
Okay.
He didn't have to do much coaching because we was just had so much talent.
Okay.
So it was one thing that that I really now that I'm older and understand everything that I've been through, and having a son and understanding the sports world or the basketball world,
Right.
I wish they would have focused more on bringing in college coaches and putting our name out there and doing things like that,
Mhm.
because I think it's a lot of kids that play for Gainey. There was a lot of kids that, that didn't have the opportunity because no one knew who they were.
What do you mean? You mean the player didn't know who they was, or like
No, 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 no.
they
I'm
didn't
talking
get
about
the
like
exposure?
the exposure. Yes, the
Okay, okay,
exposure.
okay.
The
Let's amp up.
exposure.
What
The exposure wasn't there.
why? What? Talk to me now. You're a grown man, like you said. You got a son. You know the
Right.
basketball world. It's a different landscape now, but you also walk through the different parts of the past 20 plus years.
Right.
What do you think it was that they wasn't getting these coaches in here to see some of this talent, in your opinion?
That I don't know. Like I can honestly say I think one coach came to see me my whole 4 years.
Really?
If it wasn't through AAU, if it wasn't through anything like that, that's to come out. Like I appreciate how with Dre, he's bringing the recruits, he's putting the exposure out for players, and it's just like I wish a lot of that would have been done in the past for other guys.
This
Especially
is
even a person like me, like. I don't think I've ever seen a college coach, but one coach, one school ever come to Wyandanch High School and see me play.
ooh, this is a topic. This is a heavy
It
topic.
is. It is. It's crazy, isn't it?
This is a heavy topic right here. This is going to probably be worthy of its own
Hmm.
Facebook Live
Yeah.
conversation and bringing in some other wine dance people, because you guys have a culture of really good
It's
athletes.
a it's a culture of really good athletes.
It's also a culture. It's a rough area. It's also a culture of kind of hitting a wall around high school. You don't see that many guys that have this talent move forward through the
Right.
game of basketball. On the
Through
other
the
hand,
game of
so where is the disconnect, and what's the infrastructure and the system behind that, or lack thereof? That's a great question to kind of find out. It's a little dicey, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a heavy topic
It's a heavy topic.
because you're it's influential in a lot of young men and women's lives
Right.
moving forward. Why are there no college coaches coming to see some of this talent and connecting with guys like Dre? Dre
Right.
is from Wyandanch.
Right.
Dre is
Right.
from Wyandanch, and he has a good amount of players that are coming from Suffolk County and Wyandanch, and I'm sure he's probably one phone call away
One
to,
phone call away.
to get some
And
of these people in there. So this is an interesting one.
yeah, it's and like for me, I was an all-state player, all conference player, all Long Island player, and for me to have those accolades and not one recruit, you see what I'm saying? But it's like
Hmm.
my name rings bells. So how is it that and I can't say it was like, it's the culture, because it's not. Like it's so much. Yes, I know now it's so much easier with social media. It's so much easier to, with everything that goes on now. Now it's easier to get these coaches in. But I think I love my coaches. Rest in peace to all Mr. Gainey, Quincy, and
R.I.P.
Ted. But I just think more should have been done to get more exposure. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
because this is a way to get you out of the rough area, right?
Yeah.
This is
Right.
a positive way to help you guys move forward. At least gives you the option. We're going
Right.
to give you at least giving you guys the option,
Right.
right? We're going to present you with this. We're going to present you and your family with this opportunity, and it's
Hmm.
going to be a lot on you, but at least I'll do my part from an administrator, coaching staff. Do you feel like the administrators, was there any type of help to say, hey, listen, man, we got some talent here. We got a lot of good players that we can go back 90s, 80s, and we don't see a lot of the transition to college. So there has to be something in regards to what you're saying.
Right. Yeah.
Oh
It
my
was. It
goodness.
was. It was none of that. Like
Oh man.
it was like, yeah, my name's in the newspaper. Kenny Jones this, Kenny Jones that, Kenny Jones this last night. Wyandanch is 20-1, 20-0. But
Right.
it's like, where's the exposure?
Did you notice at the time? You're still in the basketball developmental stage. I can recognize it as a young player. We were around the same era.
Right.
There's certain things you don't know,
Right.
but there's certain things you do know. At least
Exactly.
recognizing. Are you
For,
recognizing, yo, there's no coaches pulling up for not just me, but any of my peers?
oh yeah, I've recognized it, but see me, being with Dre, playing with him for so long, and then also when I played AAU for the Broncos, that's when I was getting most of my exposure.
Wow.
Going into these different tournaments and going to all these places to play. Big time tournament, and I went to some big time through AAU. But it's like, but once I got back home,
Yeah. No carryover.
no carryover.
That's what it usually is. Like, and we're and I'm class of 2001, Amityville High School. This is the era where you had the combination of AAU and high
Yep.
school
In high school.
being valid in the
Right.
in the recruitment. And more times than not, if you're having good high school years, they're going to come and see you. And especially if you have an AAU and they're interested, they're going to want to come and talk to the teachers. They're going to want to come and talk to the coaching staff and see what this guy is like when he's not on his all-star team, his AAU team.
Right. Right.
What's he like in the school? Let me see. Let me just see him in action at the cafeteria. Let me see.
Right.
Let me see what type of personality and character this young man has. We're not having any of that, huh? At
None of it.
Wyandanch High School.
None of it. And
Wow.
the gym would be rocking. We in there doing our thing, and it was none of it. Like none whatsoever. That's how come I give Dre so much credit now because
Yeah.
he's changed the whole dynamic of hooping and Wyandanch.
Okay.
He's bringing in the coaches. He's sending players to work out with certain people. He's giving them that opportunity to experience that exposure. I had to find that exposure on my own.
You did, and
You know what I'm saying?
fortunate enough, you had Dre in that early stages, and I'm
Exactly.
sure he learned a lot from working with you and some of the other guys in that age bracket. Um, and just hearing from you saying earlier that your mom was like, "Dude, you gotta take care of your books first." That's
Yeah.
not everybody's story. So
Right. I was a,
you
I was a good I was a good student. You
yeah,
know
he
what I
was
mean?
holding
Because
it
I
down. You know
knew.
what I'm saying? I'm holding
Yeah.
it down. So that's not a big issue, right?
No.
Where's the carryover from my AAU to
Right.
the where the coaches at? And
Right.
we didn't have that. And I'm sure if we ask some of these questions going backwards, it's kind of the same thing. I try to do my very best to be fair and looking at everything, but also try to be enough to where I'm learning the history of each team,
Right.
each school, each era. And this is something that comes up pretty habitually when it comes to Wyandanch and
Yeah.
why some of these guys are not going to bigger schools or going to school at all.
Right. And like
And
in a minute.
this is hold on, just to be fair, this is not bashing. This is a part of your story. This is a part of your story, and you're highlighting a topic that's
Right.
very, very important, especially in the urban community,
Right.
right?
100%.
Basketball, we understand that basketball, rapping, and street life are some of the main components that are highlighted in being able to get into a better situation.
Right.
So for you to have a bunch of basketball players and football too,
So, I mean, for me,
athletes,
it's just
athletes.
sports. It's just athletes.
Athletes,
Exactly.
athletes, but no, a lot of them get stuck right at the end of high school, and now they're kind
Right.
of fending for themselves. So that's an important topic to talk about, and it's not limited to Wyandanch. We're seeing this in some of the other urban communities. So what's going on with the support systems that have the power to be influential in shaping that? Because we've seen what happens when you have one that cares and that's going to move forward with it.
Right.
And Dre, he's
Right.
bringing you and he's extending himself. So we know what it looks like when it does. And at the same time, in your very same town, from the same high school that he went to, we're not having that.
We're not having it.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness, this is a very fascinating topic. Let's kind of put a pin in that because we can talk about here. I think that's something that you just opened up that we're going to have a whole nother live on. Talk to
Yeah.
me about these next couple of years, dude, right? You start ringing out, your team starts to grow with you. It was
Yeah.
rough early on because
Hmm.
you got a bunch of younger guys moving up. So let's
Right.
talk about that growth through the rough times into you being Kenny Jones, known around the area.
Um, So after freshman year, we lost to the Class C. We lost to Cinema Richards, Tammy and Trent.
Tammy and Trent, he's good money. Shout
That
out
was a
to Tammy.
different that Tammy boy. That's my guy. He was a different breed.
Mm-hmm.
He was a different breed. Um,
Guard.
so yeah, so one thing about Coach Ted stayed with me because he planned on a few times, retiring early. But once I moved up to varsity, he was like, "I'm gonna stick with you all 4 years."
This is
So
happening to you a lot, Kenny. I think they see a lot of inside your character. So salute to you, bro. Just from a young man, the way that you conducted yourself, there had to be a level of maturity that you having these grown men that are pulling up on you and say, "Nah, man, I got to stick around and help this gentleman." You know what I mean? See this thing through. So salute to you and salute to your family for raising you in that manner.
yeah, I just knew this is what I wanted to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm humble enough to know, you know, if this is what I want to do, I got to do what I got to do to do it. You know what I mean? And if it's listening to this person, that person, this person, as long as they're giving me good advice, as long as they're not doing anything to harm me, I'm all ears. You
Yup.
know
And
what
I'm
I
gonna
mean?
give my very best.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my all. And Coach Ted, Dre, those are the guys that I will run through a wall for. You know what I mean? And if I
Listen.
can't run through that wall, I'm gonna figure out how to get through it.
Nah, that's your staff, and that's
You
and
see what I'm
that's why you
saying?
the homie. That's why
Yeah.
you the homie. That's why
So
there's skill there, but there's also a dog mentality that's coupled with that. What happened sophomore and junior year, and then we're gonna lock in on the senior year.
okay, so going into my sophomore year, during the summer, uh, Coach Ted, he calls me that summer. He's like, "Listen, this is your team." I think we only had like one or two scenes to come back, maybe Chauncey and maybe somebody else came back. But he was like, "Yo, this is your team." Like, and then at this time, everybody that played JV the year before, they was moving up to varsity.
Mm-hmm.
So his exact words was, "It's gonna be rough." He
Gonna be
was
right.
like, "You gotta do what you gotta do, but it's gonna be a rough season for you." For me, again, I just want to hoop. I'm not even thinking about the C. I'm not thinking about none of that. And I truly think when it really got real for me is when we just so happened to play Amityville High School in the Wyandanch Classic.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What happened there, Kenny? What?
uh, it got it right there. It seemed like y'all was bigger than us. Y'all was faster than us. It was like everything was like two times. It was magnified so much. It was like
Yeah,
half the time we even feel like we was out there playing against y'all.
that was a rough game for you
That
guys.
that was
It
that
was
was a
a, it was a
rough
tough matchup. We was a upper class driven team
right
with championship experience, understanding
experience.
what was ahead of us, and
Right.
you guys was the
We was just
young
together. We just
you was
got
the
together.
young guns that was
Yeah.
going to have their time later on. So it was a
Right.
really bad time to
Right.
match up with us, especially at the Wyandanch Classic. There was a lot of
Active
bets
class.
going on,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of money being talked
A
about in the stand.
we lost a lot of people a lot of money that night.
We did. It was a yeah. It was yeah. It was a landslide. We
Yeah.
cooked pretty
And I
good.
mean, y'all been together for years. You know what I
We did.
mean?
Yeah.
We was, we only been together for a few months, you
Yeah. It was
know.
a bad matchup. Yeah, I
So
remember.
it was rough. And I think, at halftime, y'all probably was like 30 at halftime.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm pissed. It seemed like at that point, it seemed like I was really the only one out there. But it's like, so I'm about to storm off the floor. Ted grabs me. Like he grabbed me by my jersey and was like, "Yo, you're gonna take your bumps and bruises right now, but next year's your time."
I agree. He's right.
So, but it's me being me because I'm so competitive.
You're right in the moment, man. What are we
Yeah,
gonna do? We're down
like,
30.
we're down 30. What are we about to do?
Yeah. What are we?
Only thing we're about to do now is lose by 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we took our bumps from y'all. We took our bruises,
Yeah.
and I think we didn't. We that season it wasn't too good that season. We had a winning record, but we were still
Salute
growing.
to you guys for that, man, because y'all lost everything. Y'all lost
Yeah,
everything that was that y'all knew from a leadership standpoint.
leadership standpoint.
And
And you
you're
know,
touring, so you're bringing in a fresh set of leaders, which was you, and you was
right,
cool with that role. But you're bringing in a fresh set of scorers
right,
that haven't done it on this level
right. And
against a
mind
lot of
you,
teams that was already doing it at a high level. That's tough to do.
right, and mind you, our starting point guard, Cedric Newman, was eighth grade.
Yeah, he was a young guy.
He was a youngin.
He was a young guy.
So can you imagine an eighth grader going against Tristan Smith?
It was,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
that was it was just a culture shock just for him by itself.
yes,
You
it
know what I
was.
mean?
But it made him better,
So
man, because
oh,
he had a nice career himself, man.
he
Those are the
turned
learning lessons that you don't want to learn, especially while you're in it. It takes you a couple years to recognize the benefit
right,
of it.
right. Oh yeah, we
Honest.
we recognize it.
So
So
what
you
happened?
know,
What happens going into junior year, man? Y'all figured it out. Y'all end up coming with a sophomore year. Y'all had a winning record. So salute to you guys. Junior year, and senior year, like you guys are on the scene now.
yeah. So sophomore year, I was all conference, all league, and I was the only one on the team. Going into the junior year, my momentum is starting. My name is being thrown around. So going into my junior year, we were full force. I'm talking about we was doing camps. We was 5-star camp. We was doing it was a camp. We did a camp at Stony Brook. We did Stony Brook camps. So that summer we did summer league. The first time we ever did summer league. So we played all summer together.
Oh, that's big
All
time.
summer. Yeah. So that's when it started rolling. That's when we knew we was taking everybody out doing summer league. So going to the junior year, we already had momentum because we literally played all year together. Then we played all summer together. So we started rolling. Once in my junior year, we lost 2 games. My whole year, whole junior, we lost 2 games. And
Let me let me before I forget. I
mhm,
seen you post something earlier about Kings Park. Is this junior or senior year?
I messed up. It was junior year. If you
Talk.
want to go, if you want to go into that, we can go into that
I need
because
to go into that, man. This
that was
you go into this story.
so.
You go into it.
So,
I'm tell them
so
about the Kings Park situation, and then we're gonna go into your senior year in recruitment.
mhm.
But we got a
so going so
junior year.
going into
It
so
is.
going into our junior year, my junior year, I don't think we was getting the respect that we deserved. Of course, they're gonna go by from the year before or whatever case may be, but we rolling. You know what I mean? We're smashing everybody, and it seemed like you know for some reason Kings Park name always came up when it came to ours. So we're looking like, nah, there's no comparison. So it just so happens that they moved into our league for playoffs. So it was either going to be us versus the Amityville, it was going to be Kings Park versus Amityville for Class B championship. So we played. I don't know who we played. Maybe Sage. I don't remember who we played the
Yeah.
round before, but Kings Park played that same night. So right after the game, the coach was like, "Hey, we're gonna go out to Kings Park and watch them play because we played a one out of those two those
So
two
y'all took the
teams."
bus. Y'all took the
No, no,
team.
no, no, no. We the coaches drove their cars. We
Okay,
we
okay.
went by,
Y'all won the game. Then we're
we
gonna
won
go
the
scout.
game.
We're gonna go scout.
We were gonna scout, and this
Got
is the first time they've ever done it. We've never went to a scout. The whole 4 years I played, we ain't never. That was the last time we probably went too.
it.
So we get to the gym.
Oh my
Gym
god.
is packed. Gym
Pack.
is packed. So we sitting there. It was me, Cedric, Steph Bumpers, my brother, and my brother. So and it was Mr. Gainey, Quincy. I want to say Coach Ted. I'm not too
Are
sure.
y'all do y'all have on y'all Wyandanch colors or y'all
The
just
crazy thing is, we didn't even have time to change. We just put our clothes on and just head straight to the game. So we didn't have anything on wine then. So they didn't know
so
who
you
we
just look
were.
like civilians in the crowd. Y'all
Yeah,
didn't even like
we
look like y'all was repping Wyandanch.
we wasn't. So we
Okay.
sitting up there and these few guys are sitting there talking, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna win, and then we're gonna bust Wyandanch, and then we're gonna go play Amityville in the championship. not knowing that we're sitting right next to them.
Wyandanch is sitting right next to him in
We're
crap.
sitting
And for those who don't know, because we got people, I seen somebody chiming in from Maryland. Kings Park is an all-white high school.
right,
All right,
all white high school.
carry on.
So clearly we stood out. 100% we stood out.
Y'all sat on the Kings Park side?
We sat on the Kings Park side. We wasn't hiding no smoke. We wasn't hiding nothing because we already knew what was going to happen. We
Oh
sitting
my
there.
goodness.
So my brother's sitting next to me. One of the other guys, is a guy from Kings Park, sitting right next to me. And Jason Frazier's name came up. Don't know how, where, why, but he started talking about Jason. So they was like, well, we need to get ready for Jason Frazier, in Amityville, because, we ain't worrying about Wyandanch. So I turned to look. I said, how y'all not worried about Wyandanch? I said, don't y'all, if y'all win, don't y'all play them next? It's like, yeah, we just going to worry about Amityville.
Oof.
And then one of the guys was like, yeah, they got to get a guy named Kenny Jones, but he ain't going to do much with us. Not knowing he's talking to Kenny Jones.
I'm talking to Kenny Jones.
So
Yo, this is
they're just going. They're just going. It's going. A point guard, Cedric, can sit there. They just running it. And then I was like, so how y'all gonna stop Kenny Jones? They was like, he ain't nothing, this, that, third, just running the mouth. And I was like, well, what number is he? He was like, I think he's like number 42 or something like that. So as he says my number, I raised up my shirt. I raised up my hoodie because I still have my game jersey
you
on.
still got you didn't even get a chance to change. You got your
Didn't even get a
game
chance to
jersey on.
change. I still
I
have
wear
my
this number, brother.
I still have my game jersey on. So I roll up my hoodie, and I said, "You talk about this Kenny Jones?" Like his whole facial expression changed.
Are these students or are these like grown men
No, these are students
talking crazy?
talking crazy.
And they definitely don't walk that walk like that.
No.
Not like that. Not like
Yeah,
that.
not like that. His whole demeanor changed.
Oh my goodness.
So we get up
What's the odds?
and we get up and we walk out because they won. We get up and we walking out. We getting in the cars. And I guess there was buses outside. So we walking past the buses and something got thrown. We didn't know what it was. So our coach was like, yo, go get in the car. So we get in the car. Next thing you know, there was trucks, there was cars, they had bats, they had golf clubs, they had all this stuff chasing us off of
the
from the
campus.
game. Chasing us from the
They
game.
had a mob chasing you guys.
A mob chased us over to the highway. Over to the highway.
Oh my goodness.
First time I've ever experienced anything like that. So we sitting there talking on our way back. We was like, yo, don't worry about it. We play them next week.
We play them next week. That's where
Don't worry.
we're gonna get our get back that way.
Don't worry about it. We play them next week. So we went back to the school, told the whole school showed up. Whole school showed out that game. So
You got all of Wyandanch High School at this. This is a playoff game.
This is a playoff game. This is a game to
Kings
go to the
Park.
championship.
Say that again.
This is a game to go to the championship.
Kings Park, an all-white school, has to come to Wyandanch.
Wyandanch.
All-black school, and you told everybody what happened.
They have no idea what's about to happen to them.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
What happens next? What happens when they come in? Because I know you've seen some of their faces.
So my brother.
Oh my God.
We're shooting around because we always used to shoot early before the teams come in. We shooting around and we see their bus pull up. So as their bus is pulling up, we all stopped shooting. We all stood right by the door, looking at them as they walked in. We already took their heart when they walked in the door. Took their heart when they walked in the door.
Did they even have any fans come in, or y'all just like, yo, y'all can't come in?
Nah, the fans wasn't even in. The fans weren't even in yet.
I'm talking, did Kings Park bring any fans? Because it was like, yo, we ain't got no room.
It probably wasn't no room for them if they did.
And they're not pulling up to Wyandanch.
They're not pulling up.
Especially after hearing y'all chasing for bats and all that. I'm not going there. Driving up to Wyandanch is an experience. And when you got to go in that gym, you know it's going to be wild.
You know it's going to go. So
so you gotta be ready for some different type of smoke when
you got to be ready.
Okay.
You got to be ready. So mind you,
from the jump. What happened?
From the jump. So they walking in, we staring at them. Everybody stopped, the whole team lined up. We staring at them as they walk in the door. We just started shaking our heads. I want to say the first 5 minutes of the game, we was probably up by 20.
Oh my goodness. Oh
I'm
my,
talking the gym was going crazy.
crazy. Y'all
I'm
not
talking
leaving
about
here with a W today.
nah.
Y'all gonna get
Oh nah.
smoked.
Oh nah. I'm talking one of the dudes trying to fight my brother in the middle of the game. The coach had to grab him. It was wild. It was
That
wild.
that might have been his last day.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but it was wild. But
What
it's
was
just
he
like
thinking?
my thing is
Oh my
they
goodness.
caused that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, wow, by them treating y'all like that and running
yeah,
y'all out the off the camp. This is crazy.
ran
How much
ran
y'all
us
beat?
out the gym.
How much y'all beat them by?
Probably 40.
so yeah, so y'all move on, man. Did y'all end up having to play Amityville Good Night, Kings
Yeah,
Park?
yeah. Like a few weeks later, we played Emily for the championship.
How did that go? Who's on? Is this Jason Frazier?
Yeah, that's my guy. I love him to death, bro.
And before you get into this story, I just want to give you flowers because anytime we talk about high school basketball and I talk with Jason Frazier, he brings you up. He
Man,
always
me,
he always
it's
said that you're one of the toughest guys that he had to deal with because of not only your skill and there's a level of determination that you have that is really hard to see, or you rarely find that in a young athlete. So
yeah.
salute to you for that, bro, and
It
carry on.
was it's crazy how me and Jason even met. We met through Sweets. Because Sweet used to come and get me too from Wyandanch, take us to the annex, and we, go to the city. We used to play.
Yep.
He was like, "Yeah, I got my nephew. He played. He's gonna be playing for Amityville." I'm like, "All right." He was like, "I'm gonna get y'all together. We'll go to the city and we're gonna play." Man, first time I saw Jay, I said, "Damn!" Like, you know what I mean? I've never seen nobody that tall,
Who is
but
this guy?
yeah, but like, he had the baby face, and we both was real skinny at that time, but we was running things. You know what I mean? We played together, and he became my guy, and we still talk to this day. Not only was he a great player, he's just a great human being. You know
Facts.
what I mean? Like every time we was on the court playing against each other, it was all love. You know what I
Facts.
mean? He brought the best out of me, and I try to bring the best out of him. That's just the way it was, and he got a beautiful family. Because I went to school with his wife. She's so cool, and he's a dog. He's one of those that that will forever be. You talk about Long Island basketball. His name is always going to be the first one to be talked about.
Always. He's on the mount. He's up in that top tier for Long
Yeah.
Island basketball for sure. So how did that game?
At first we thought we was able to hang, but because y'all still have some guys that still played together, so the experience in that type of atmosphere and
Yeah.
that type of environment, we've never experienced that.
It's
You know
new
what I
for you
mean?
guys.
It was new for us, and I think it got the best of us,
Yeah.
and yeah, they got it.
They got it.
They got it. It was for us. I remember after the game, I was talking to a reporter. And she was like, "Well, what do you think about doing next year? Now that your high school career is over." And I looked at her and says, "Nah, I got a whole nother year."
Oh, I got a whole nother year. What you mean?
Yeah. So she was like, "Oh, I thought you was a senior." I'm like, "No, I got a whole nother year.
I'm back.
I'm back." So my mind, the first thing I start thinking is, okay, Jason's gone. You know, now it's time to start getting ready for next season.
Yep.
So it's yeah, mainly I think for sure, the atmosphere and the crowd and that crowd size and the magnitude of just that game,
Mm-hmm.
it affected us. And I mean, hell, y'all was just 100 times better than
It was a good team. It was a
it was a
good
good
team.
team.
It was an excellent team, right?
It was a
Like
good team, and with the
it's in the
development of
middle of
AJ,
yeah,
with
it's in the middle of winning title after title right now. So you
got the
like
title.
yeah.
So
So it's
we
gonna
we got
be
to take it from y'all.
yep.
And and the development of AJ, got the opportunity to play with him a few times in All-Star games, and he was the pro before any of us was pros. You know what I mean?
Super college game.
It's a polished game, and
Yep.
he just got better and better every year.
Yep.
And
I
then
agree.
that it wasn't so. Jason had a hell of a game, but it was AJ.
Yeah, he was the difference maker for you
He was the
guys,
difference maker.
especially in that matchup right there. That's
Yeah,
a
that
difference.
matchup. Not taking anything from Cedric at all, because Cedric is a dog in itself. But
He's a super dog. Shout out to
he,
Cedric.
yeah, but AJ, he was different. He was a
Offensive
pro.
machine, very
Yeah,
polished
he was a
for
machine,
all three levels.
machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
So
It's a hard cover. It's a hard,
it's
especially on that
hard.
stage for your first time. So now you're sliding into senior year, dude. Are you getting it? What's the recruitment looking like? I know most of that, if not all of it, is coming from Dre. You did mention about playing with the Broncos. Um,
Yeah. Senior year, a lot of, at Rider University. I think North Carolina State was at one time as well. Alabama and
yeah,
A&M. They started coming in, but the fact that it was only through AAU.
yeah, yeah.
Once AAU was done, it was back to high school, and then we fading away because it's Wyandanch. You see what I'm saying? So
So
that
this
was.
this reputation is probably nationwide now. Just ringing out amongst the college community. We don't. There's really nothing to go see over there. Do you?
For us. I mean, because we got to think about this. Danny Green, North Babylon, is a
Mhm.
street. It's a street.
One
Before he
street
went to St. Mary's, there's one street that separates North Babylon and Wyandanch. You come right over on the other side to go to Wyandanch High School, and the gym is over there rocking. Never decided to go.
different,
Not one coach.
different, a whole different reputation.
Whole different reputation. I think that's what it is. It's the
Wow.
reputation.
And then also, there has to be. So if we have to look at the coaching staff that was in place at that time, they was probably just really concentrating on they was really concentrating on wins for the school
Right.
and not
And a
so much
lot,
of the movement moving forward.
right. And a lot of things also was they didn't really have to do much coaching. We really played off talent.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we're
And
seeing this a lot, and especially some of the higher. Excuse me for cutting you off, but some of
now you good.
the black schools that have the talent, we're seeing kind of this same type of infrastructure to where we can produce a lot of victories.
Yep.
We can get a lot of accolades individually and team wise, but the infrastructure, whether it be grade wise or even exposure, is not really there.
It's not there. And I can honestly say I was one of those. I was one of those. It just wasn't there.
Wow.
Yep. So so for going to my senior year, with
Listen,
AAU and
yeah. Take me towards because you end up having an awesome year.
yeah.
Fast forward to this playoff time. We know you was cooking everybody in there. Fast
Well,
forward.
see, the
Yeah.
crazy thing is I didn't even know if I was gonna play my senior year.
Ooh, talk to me.
When I got my in the beginning of the year, you gotta get your physical. Um, so I got my physical. They found a heart murmur. Um, so at this time, I missed probably 4 or 5 games, maybe.
Okay. I didn't know this, Kenny.
Yeah, because
I don't
they
remember.
kept because at one point they didn't know if I was even. I had to go to all these different doctors, had to get all these tests run. It was a lot, and then the last test I went and got, because I wasn't practicing, I wasn't doing anything.
You
Like
wasn't
they would
clear.
not, they didn't clear me,
You wasn't clear.
wasn't cleared. So Quincy, I love him to death because he was nervous and on himself.
Wow.
Um, Quincy came and picked me up and took me to my doctor's appointment. Um, so they running all this tests and everything else, and we sitting in the lobby waiting on the results because they was like, if these tests don't come back, right, you won't be able to play this year.
Oh my goodness. And
And just
basketball is really the center of what you do.
it was like I got hit in the face. It's like I got hit in the head with a brick.
Uh,
Like everything just left my body.
uh,
So we're sitting there. I was probably sitting there for about an hour, hour and a half, and then the doctor came out, and he was like, "You want the good news or you want the bad news?" I said, "Just give it to me." He was like, "The good news is you can play this season, but the
Mm,
bad news is you got an athletic heart." He was like, "Your heart is bigger be, than what it's supposed to be." He was
okay.
like, he said, "Because of your size, your
Yeah.
heart is a little bit bigger than what it's supposed to be." He was like, I said, "So what does that mean?"
What does that mean?
He was like, "Nothing. You just got an athletic heart. It's very common in big guys and athletes."
Okay.
He was like, "You could run around the world right now, nothing's gonna happen."
Oh, so
So
that was a breath of
when
fresh air for
that
you.
was a breath of fresh air, knowing that. But the only outcome of that is I had to get my heart checked every year after that.
Okay. Okay.
Every year, even playing professionally, my heart was getting checked
You got to get a
every year.
checkup every year.
I had to
You
get
can't.
checked up every year.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So you had to play back into shape and get your mind right because you're
get
like,
every
my career might be over.
yeah, get everything together. And
Wow.
we had a hell of a year that year. We were smoking teams just like we did the year before.
Name a couple of your
Um,
teammates, man. Shout a few, just real quick. Shout out a couple of those guys.
Man, my guy Cedric, Numa, Stephen Bumpers, Keith Spencer. We had Ben Cunningham, Chaz Thomas. We had some dogs, man.
Salute to them, man. This is a
Will Coleman. He was white chocolate. He thought he was Jason Williams. Uh, but we had some dogs, man. And the thing is, we were developed. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I done went through the fire, man,
We
and
went
grew
through
up
the fire
together.
together. Yeah, we went through the fire together, man. And we was all out there playing for each other. So going into playoffs,
Yes.
we spanking everybody. But we all knew who we had to go through.
Who's that?
So we had to go through y'all. We had to go through
Amityville High School.
Amityville High School. So for me, because we played them during the summer. We played them summer league.
Okay.
And we beat them summer league.
Y'all beat them. So y'all had some.
So
Y'all
so
had
we
some
had
build off.
yeah, but we already knew because they were smacking everybody too. We already knew, we had to go take it. They
Yeah.
wasn't gonna give us nothing. We had to
No.
go take it.
Yes.
And we was having it was a hell of a game, hell of a game. But AJ turned I wouldn't say AJ, I would say Richard Payton.
Richard Payton.
They
Shout out.
they turned they the last quarter, they turned it up on us.
Oh,
Turned it up on us, man. At one point, Cedric couldn't even get the ball over half court. Couldn't even get the ball over half court. It was so crazy in there. I messed up sometime. I didn't know we didn't have any timeouts left. They was pressing. I couldn't get the ball, and I looked at the ref called timeout.
out of timeouts.
We was out of timeouts.
So these are this is that nip and tuck and those few possessions that can have
Yeah.
you on the podium. Or,
Yep. Or you can end your season. So
yeah,
it was. I think that game right there was probably the playing against y'all. Amityville was probably the best game we've played. But when we was Big Mark and it was a hell of a game. It was a hell, we definitely and the crazy thing is the magnitude the game was getting so big they had to change venues.
they changed the venue.
They had to change the venue
We
for
need
us to
more
play.
people and more security for this thing.
Yeah, they changed the venue. So I want to say we played at Longwood High
Oh
School.
yeah, Mark said Longwood High School.
There it
That's a
is.
big gym.
That's it was. I mean, the battle we had in that gym. They definitely came out on top. But that battle, that's one of the games like we'll never forget it.
You'll never forget it. You'll never
Never
forget.
forget.
Somebody always has to come out with the loser, but you got two big dogs
Two big
battling
dogs.
it out.
Yep.
So
Two
respect to
big
everybody that was involved in this.
two big dogs. Yep.
So this is so I mean, as heartbreaking as it is, it's almost fitting to where you pretty much went down fighting against the top team.
We went down fighting. That my senior year,
And against the
we did. In my junior year again, for us, it was This my senior, we was ready for it. We was ready
Y'all was
for
ready
it.
for it. Y'all
We was
might have
ready
even
for
been
that.
a slight
Yeah,
favorite in the sense y'all was ready to go.
we
I
was ready to go. We didn't
know
back down. We played a hell of a game. But like you said, somebody got to win, some got to lose.
somebody got to lose, and then you have some. Yeah, Amityville has had not only championship medal, but they've been in a lot more
A lot
opportunities. Like
more opportunities.
yeah,
So
so
it's
just
it's
one player
like
or two there helps out that.
yeah, the
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, the
You know what I
experience.
mean?
Yeah,
Yep.
that helps out. So what happens next, dude? Man, like this is the end of your career wearing the Wyandanch uniform, and you was a legendary player for them, man. You came up in ninth grade, right?
Yep.
You went through the
Yep.
fire of the hard seasons and moved up to make sure that you guys was one of the top teams on Long Island.
Yep.
And I mean, y'all got ran out of a school off of something super crazy. That's a whole
It
nother
was
thing.
crazy.
And took care of
Crazy.
business. Like that's one of
Yep.
the craziest stories in Long Island history.
Yeah.
That
It was wild. They say there's a lot of things you don't forget, especially when it comes to stuff like that. I'm gonna be telling that story to my grandkids. I would never forget that night.
never forget that. So I appreciate you
Yeah.
sharing with that because I'm not sure everybody even knows that. So
Yeah.
so thank you for sharing that. What happens next, dude? Like we're talking about when you was 10 years old. I really like this basketball game, right?
Yeah.
And you also said earlier in this conversation that this is one of my ways to get out. It's hard to get out of here.
Hmm.
This is my way to get out. So you had somebody like Dre that was helping you this whole time, and you had some help from your high school coaches, but recruitment wise, that was it. What happened next? Where did we go, and how did we get there?
Recruitment wise, I was playing. I want to say I was playing somewhere in the city, and a coach. I was playing with the Broncos at the time, and I know it was getting close. It was getting close to time, for signings and things like that. And it was a coach. He coached at St. Paul's in Virginia. So he was like, I was talking to him for a little bit, and then he called my house and he was talking to my parents, and he offered me a full scholarship.
Okay,
My mom, I jumped on it.
and where is this at?
It's in Lawrenceville, Virginia.
Lawrenceville, Virginia. Now
Lawrenceville, Virginia.
before we move on, man, there's this All Star game at Hofstra that's kind of legendary. Give us a quick summary of what happened there. Who's involved with that? What year was that?
You got time for that?
Oh, we got time for that, man. Yeah, you
Um,
summarize it so we can move on. But
yeah.
but give me but give me a rundown.
Just know, Charlie Villanueva knew who Kenny Jones was after that game.
My God, Charlie. Okay.
Yeah, he knew who Kenny Jones was after that game. That was the man. Like the Suffolk versus Nassau game. I was MVP of that one as well. It's so crazy about that game. I was probably the last person to be called for that All Star game. Um, and the coach from Port Jeff, I can't remember his name, but he was a big supporter of me as well. Till this day, he still talks about uh, I was probably the toughest player he's ever coached against. And we was down against Nassau, and I was just sitting on the bench. I didn't get. We AJ, Agudio, we had Carter. We had a squad. And the coach told him, was like, "Hey, put Kenny Jones in. I got
Yeah,
a good
put Kenny
feeling
in.
about.
Go.
I got a good feeling about this."
Hey, let's see what we got. I like what
I
I
went
see.
out there and turned it up. Turned it up. So I was named Nassau. I was named the MVP of the Suffolk versus Nassau game, and then we did the All Star game, New York City versus Long Island at Hofstra.
Okay.
We had a squad, AJ, Gudio, like some of the same guys. We had a squad.
Yeah.
They came in, Sebastian and Charlie Villanueva. I don't know if Shigari was on that team that year, but they came in with their top dogs,
Big dogs.
big dogs. Because of mine, we played the same All Star game the year before in New York City won.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Jason and Tim Doyle. We had some guys,
Yes.
but that one at Hofstra, we kicked it into a gear, and we let New York City understand, like, yo, listen, they put y'all on this pedestal. We don't put y'all on that pedestal.
Oh, we
New York,
hoops.
We hoop. I don't New York NYC basketball, Long Island basketball is still New York basketball.
We hoop too.
We hoop. Queens and Brooklyn's on Long Island. I don't care how you put it, what you say. It's all Long Island basketball. But they understood who he was when they left that gym.
Yeah,
Charlie
Kenny.
Villanueva, Dre will tell you. Charlie Villanueva knows who Kenny Jones is.
Yeah, Kenny.
And I was also named MVP of that game as well.
Salute to
So
you, man. Salute to you. So this is another thing that makes it even more fascinating that we got this talent walking around Wyandanch High School, and we have other names like this, and we can't get any exposure in there, man.
no,
It's kind of heartbreaking
yeah,
to say because you don't want to make any assumptions, but we're looking at the evidence. You're
right.
you're you're out there playing against NBA players,
Big
all
time player.
all Americans, and not only are you holding it down, you're becoming the MVP of the thing,
Right.
right? And it's a testament to you as an individual for working because you was hooping in jeans.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
might have still
was
been hooping in jeans if Dre
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
And
it
you out there
was
playing with these guys, man, that got companies supporting them from
right.
NYC, and you're coming out the MVP as one of the last players picked on this thing.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So we end up going to St. Paul's. Did we go there? That
Yep.
was what happened.
Went to St. Paul's. Went down in August. All we was doing was hooping. All we was doing was hooping. I was on campus every day. I was on campus for a month and a half, and they would not let the basketball team register for class. They wouldn't let us register. We didn't know. We was trying to figure it out. It seemed like every time we tried to go register, it was always an issue.
Okay.
Nobody on the basketball team was taking classes. We did not understand why. All we was doing was conditioning and hooping. That's all we
And
was doing.
what month is this? So like classes going on?
Classes started in August.
Oh my
We
goodness.
we got there. We got there a week, 2 weeks before classes started.
Mm-hmm.
I left in October. We all the whole team left, about
What
except for like 3 or 4 people in
what
October.
happened? What is this, bro?
They would not let us register for class. We did not. We didn't even try to find out why. Every time we tried to go register, it was, well, we holding off. We can't get y'all in the system right now. Y'all just gonna have to wait. So from August until October, I didn't take one class. I didn't see inside of a classroom.
Wow.
So some of the guys was like, because most of the guys that was on the team was from New York. Most
Okay.
of the guys, most of the guys that was on the team was from New York.
Oh,
So
there's
we all got together and we was like, yo, we gone.
this is gonna jam us up if we continue to say
If we
they're
continue to
just
stay.
so long.
Yep. So I mean,
Wow.
we all stayed in the basketball house. They did have a house. It was a basketball house. So we all got together, and a few of the guys had cars. We packed up our stuff. We all headed back to New York.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so we didn't even tell the coaches we was leaving.
So what are
We
the
just got
what were the coaches saying? Like, yo, what's going on with the program? I never heard it like
yeah,
this.
it's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
The coaches couldn't tell us nothing. Coaches couldn't tell us nothing. It
This
got so crazy. The
uh
assistant coach, the assistant coach that recruited all of us, he left before we did.
so this sounds like there was some money issues tied up to that program.
It, it had to be, but they didn't want to tell us that.
They didn't try.
Like, I don't.
They was trying to get a midnight hour deal, and they couldn't
Yeah,
really get
and
it. So
they couldn't
they
get it.
didn't want to lose you guys, but at the same time, it's kind of jamming you up for your next move. So you guys kind of seen the bigger picture. So we going back home.
Right. It had to have been for us. It had to have been they probably offered everybody a scholarship, but they ain't got the money to
They had the money, man.
had the money to grant
How
those
we
scholarships.
gonna break this up? How we gonna break this down and tell these guys, we can only keep six of you.
Right. So it was like, so we all headed back to New York,
Wow.
and all I was doing was hooping. I was playing with Dre the whole
Back
time.
at it, man. It's like this
Back
is
at
high
it,
school. This high school without these classes.
back at it, playing in men's leagues and
What's the
everything
thought
else. And
process? What's the thought process? Because I know that that you're like, man, I still want to get a uniform in college. That's still on your mind.
oh, 100%. The thought process at that time was like,
Wow.
at this point it was, but what could I really do?
What can
Because
I?
at one point I was thinking about going to community college.
I would go to a JUCO.
Yeah. go JUCO, and then figure it out from there. But you know, everything happens for a reason. One of my boys that play AU with on the Broncos, his name is Danny Hawkins. He's Long Island basketball. He went to Woodmere, Lawrence Woodmere.
Lawrence Woodman.
Yeah, he went to Lawrence Woodmere, and he was at Kentucky State.
Okay.
So I don't know how he found out. I don't know, you know, what the case may be, but he called me. He was like, "Yo, come to Kentucky State."
Okay.
Because I remember we played one last tournament together. I think it was West Fourth we played together. And after the game, the last picture I had of him, he was running to go catch the train. That was the last time I saw him. And then he called me. He was like, "Yo, I'm in Kentucky." I'm like, "Man, what's in Kentucky?"
What's in Kentucky?
Yeah, I'm like, "Kentucky." I'm like, I'm thinking they ain't wear shoes, and I just thought some wild stuff about the state of
Super
Kentucky.
backwards. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
about this move.
So he was like, "Nah, come to Kentucky." So I was like, "All right." So it just so happens that Coach P, my coach Tom Patterson, he's from New York.
Okay.
So, and it just so happens that we had a men's league game. I went off that game. I don't know how. I probably had about 40 that game,
Oh,
and
damn.
he just so happens to, you know, to be at the gym.
He's there.
Yeah, he came to see me play, and right on the spot, he was like, "I'll give you a full ride to come to Kentucky State."
Okay. That's a
The
blessing.
crazy thing, and this the crazy thing is, I didn't even answer. My mother did.
She has your bags packed.
Yeah, yeah. She was like, "He'll take it."
Well, we
What am I gonna
listen.
say?
Pack up.
Yeah,
We
it's
we we
it
taking.
is what it is. We're gonna take it.
Okay. So what's the thought? What are we thinking now? Take us through. We're going to Kentucky State, dude.
My thoughts is I'm going to Kentucky.
I'm you thinking some wild stuff there. I don't know what's going on
Yeah, I'm
over
like,
there.
I'm going to Kentucky. Like that's all I kept thinking. I was like, "Yo, I'm going to Kentucky," and packing up my stuff and you know, my mom taking me to the airport, getting on a plane, and you know, she's crying, and you know, emotions is because this is my first time really. This is the first time I'm gonna be on my own. Like,
Yeah,
there's no coming back.
this is a full commitment.
This is a full commitment. I'm all in. Like, there's no coming back.
Are you the first in your family to kind of have an experience like this and go through the
Yes.
recruitment process? And okay, so this is new for everybody.
Yeah, it's new for everybody. My brothers and sisters, yes.
Got it?
You know,
Got it. Understood. So what happens
um,
when you get to Kentucky, dude?
it didn't hit me until I landed that I was in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't hit me until we landed that I'm in Kentucky, because the first thing I saw was a Louisville sign. I'm like, I mean, I've seen that on TV or whatever, but I'm like, "Yo, I'm in Kentucky." So
Yeah.
my coach pulled up, packed up, and we was heading to Frankfurt. So we talking, and the first thing he asked me was, "Well, what do you want out of this?" And I said, I want to be a pro." And he was like, "Okay." He was like, "The fact that you said that, I'm not going to talk to you the same as everybody else. I'm not going to treat you the same as everybody else. If you want to be a pro, we're going to turn you into a pro." And I didn't really understand it, what he was saying, until my first practice. That My first practice at K State is when I really realized this is real.
This is real.
This is real. This is a whole different level.
Whole different level.
You know, and then me walking in the gym was like, I'm as a freshman, and these guys is in there going at it. So the first time I played, I'm out of shape and I'm breathing hard. They're setting these hard screens, and and the coach is just ripping me one.
You want to be a pro, right?
You want to be a pro. You want to be a pro. So he brings me in I'll never forget it. The first huddle, we bring it in the huddle, we bring it in. He introduces me to everybody. And the first thing he says is, "It's Kenny Jones, new recruit. He's going to be on the team." Because I had to sit out because I had to transfer
Yeah,
out.
you did a transfer from
Yeah,
that St. Paul situation.
yeah. St. Paul. You know, now you can go school to school, but back then you had to
You had
sit
to
out.
sit out. Mm-hmm.
So he was like, he won't be playing this, but he'll be playing next season. And the first thing he says is, "And he's better than all of y'all." So he already put a big bullseye on my
He put
back.
a target right on your chest.
right? I'm just shaking my head like,
Coach,
oh
why you do that?
man, these dudes is about to kill me.
I ain't even meet these guys yet. Why you do that?
Yeah. So I'm nervous or whatever the case may be. And I think the first practice, it was like, yo, your boy is trash. Like, it was going in. Like, I mean, I'm really straight off the plane and I'm
Jet
just getting
lag
jet
and
lag.
out
I'm
of
getting
shape.
my
What was you
mind
doing?
together. And, he throw me in the fire. And, these seniors is like, yo, you need to send him back to New York. Like,
Yeah, he's not
it
ready.
was, he's not ready. So I want to say probably about a month in, coach called me into his office and was like, yo, I'm gonna get you with a trainer. You're gonna work out every day. You'll get yourself together. So when it's time for you to play, you already in
We
shape.
hit the ground running.
You hit the ground running. So Coach P, he's the way I feel about Coach P was he turned me into a man.
Dope.
You know what I mean? Dre had me as a boy. Coach P had me as a man.
That's dope.
And I'm the only one that can say it, but he turned me into a silverback. And the reason why I say that is I became a monster. And I turned into a monster, but I was still humbled at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
And he never let me get too high and he never let me get too low. When I was getting full of myself, he would just bring me back to reality.
Humble you.
He used to humble me. Um, when I got to college, this is when I started appreciating every aspect of the game. This is when I started even enjoying the process even more because I started understanding. I started seeing the difference in my body. I started seeing, how I moved and, just how I carried myself. Everything completely changed. And it was just the development that, that coach was putting me through.
So he really accepted the challenge of you saying that you wanted to be a pro.
Yep.
And from his standpoint, he gave you every opportunity to become a pro.
Every opportunity. Once
He kept his end of the bargain.
he kept his end of the bargain. Once I became eligible, it was it was no days off for me. Um, in between classes, I was in the gym. Uh, After practice, I'm putting up extra shots. Before practice, I'm putting in extra work. Sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, my assistant coach, Coach Jan, we in the gym getting it in,
Wow.
putting in work, individual instructions.
Wow.
By the time my junior year came, I was already one of the top players in the conference.
Gym rat.
So gym rat, I was a gym rat, and
Wow.
I fell in love with the development. I fell in love with you know I started enjoying the work. You see what I'm saying? Days that
Who
I would
put
want to get out
who
of
put
bed.
who put that on you? Did this come from, internally? Like I want this that bad.
It did. It
That's
did.
dope.
It came
That's
internally because
rare. That's rare.
I knew what I wanted.
That's
You know what
dope.
I mean? And it was like now that I'm here and now that I gotta put that work in.
Yeah.
Playing against different schools and playing against bigger guys and older guys and understanding like everything about my mindset had to change. You know what I mean? If I had to start thinking like a pro. I had to start carrying myself like a pro. I had to start, even when me dressing and things like that, everything had to change.
So how did this college career grow, dude? How
Um,
how did the being a gym rat? How did coming from Wyandanch and
mhm.
being one of the very few, right,
Yeah, yeah,
to be able to even get into a college uniform and
mhm.
understanding what that took and what that means, and now being a gym rat and nobody's really holding your hand. You're out there. You got to manage your own time. You got to, every decision that you make is going to either get you closer or further away from what the main goal is.
Right.
What was the outcome for all of this thing? Because now you're in the full, you're in the Kentucky State uniform,
hmm
putting in the time. What what what
Um,
what happens for this whole college career, dude? Walk us through that.
So at the end of my college career, um, I'm a third all-time leading scorer in K-State history.
Ah, salute to you for that.
Yep. Senior year, I was All-American.
Salute.
Uh, Senior year, I was two-time first-team All-Conference. My junior and senior year,
Junior,
and
senior.
my senior year, I was Player of the Year.
Salute to you, man. This is legendary stuff, man. The level of perseverance, something to be proud of. The level
Right.
of perseverance, and also you learn to be what Dre asked you to be, was coachable.
Yep.
You learn how to
And
be coachable. So you put all of these pieces together. It's hard to become a pro
it
because
is.
it takes a lot of boxes. If you had a checklist, it takes a lot of things to check off, right?
Yep.
And people might be having one thing missed, and that could keep them from even crossing over into being a pro.
100%. Like, oh, and also one more thing. I'm the youngest inductee in the Hall of Fame. I'm the youngest inductee in the Kentucky State University Hall of Fame. So all that, you know, all that was just a testament of the work that I put in.
And who
And
is this trainer? Shout out to the trainer because you came in out of shape.
yeah, well, besides my head coach,
Yeah,
assistant coach, Coach Jam, he's the Kentucky State University coach now, and we still talk all the time. But he put so much time into me. Like, Coach, like I give Coach Pete prop. He turned me into a man, but Coach Jam is the one that put all his time into me.
that's all.
It was days that I didn't want to do it.
Yep.
Hey, come to the gym.
Come
Come
on,
to
man.
the Come on. Let's get this work in. Come to the gym. Come to the gym. All 4 years. And he started out as a student assistant
Wow.
with me. Started out as a student assistant and worked his way all the way up to assistant coach. And just the way he pushed me in, weight room and track and, you know, the conditioning wise, he got me to just get my body, in pro status. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It was all him. It was all him.
Salute to
Like,
him. That's a beautiful thing, bro. You're a success story. You're a success story if it stops now.
right.
If
Yeah.
it stops now, what happens next, dude? You have this professional basketball career staring you in the face, right?
Yeah.
You're of age now. What what's the next move? Do you get an agent? Do you understand what this takes? Like, obviously you know what the work takes, but do you know the business side of being
Nope.
a pro?
Nope.
What happened?
Didn't know the business side of it. Um, but I was always in a good situation. My first year, I played. My first 2 years, I played in the ABA. First 2 years, I played in the ABA. Won a national championship first year. Um, First team ABA, all ABA, and all these accolades. The next year, played for the same team again. We lost in a championship that year. After playing, and then my son was born.
You got a son?
2000, yeah, 2011, my son was born.
Yeah,
Um, so I moved closer and played in the PBL league for the Stallions. Had a great year there. Putting in work there. But after the 2011, that's when my career really took off. Because at that point, with a newborn baby, and I had to take a chance on myself. Um, all I needed to do was get over there. That's all I needed to do. All I needed to do was get over there, and my son's here, and I'm just sitting there, with his mom at the time. And I just open my email just randomly,
random.
and I had an email from a coach in Germany,
Okay.
and it says, "We want you to come. We can't pay you much, but we want you to come." So I looked at my son's mother. Of course, she got upset. I'm like, "Yo, I'm taking it."
I'm a
Uh,
bet on myself. If I get over there, I'm cooking and I'm moving up, and
yep.
we moving forward.
I said, I know what I can do. I'm gonna take this chance.
I'm built for this.
I'm more than built for it. So
I'm built
I
for it.
took it. I took it. I
Wow.
took it. Flew out to Germany. My son was born in May. I left in August to go
Wow.
to Germany. The good thing about Germany's probably one of the best countries I've played in.
Okay.
Um, the coach, he was from the States. So, the language barrier wasn't, I was able to understand everybody. Most of the guys played in the
That's big.
States.
That's big.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. Went out there, I think I probably lost about 45 pounds just
Wow.
with the culture and just with, everything, being over there for the first time. So I had to figure out a way to gain it all back.
Was you too small
Yeah, I was too,
for what you do?
for what I do, I was too small.
Okay.
And
Wow.
that was a different experience for me as well.
Yeah, you flew
So
across the world.
yeah, I'm across the world.
The whole other side of the
It
map.
was yeah. So I told the coach, like, listen, we got to figure something out. So they gave me the keys to the gym and the weight room. So I'm in the gym and the weight room every day.
You already
Three, two,
you've been doing this through your whole college career. This is more like it.
yep, every day. So because my apartment's literally above the gym, so I used to
Oh
come
yeah.
down,
Give me the keys.
un- unlock the door, you know, blast the music, and I'm in there working by myself,
By yourself.
lifting and shooting. So I think I did it for a month, and I think I gained like 20 pounds back. But I was big enough to, I felt like myself.
All right, I'm getting where I need to be. I'm I'm
Yeah,
I'm, I'm in the ballpark.
I'm in there. So I think my first game, I had 50 and 25.
Wait. 50 and 25.
My first game in Germany was 50 and
Will
25.
Will Chamberlain numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm like, okay. They was
yeah,
like, man, you can have the key, you can keep the key. Like you
yeah,
doing what you doing.
yeah. First game was 50 and 25. So after Germany, it was I was played a year that year. My first year I was played a year in Germany.
Congratulations on that, dude.
Yep. So then at this time, I'm reaching out because I don't know if you know about Latin Basket. It's the website. It has all agents on it.
Mhm.
I emailed every agent on that website.
Email blast.
Emailed everybody. I got so many emails back, but it was one particular guy. His name was Gus.
Okay.
He was like, if this is what you want to do, I can get you in South America and get you paid. Sent him my tapes in. He said, I don't need to see it till I already seen you play.
I
Had
seen
no idea. Had no idea. He seen me play in the States.
I know you.
Had no yeah, had no idea. So he was like, I already know who you are.
Look at this.
So it's crazy, right? So
Yes.
he sent me a contract. I signed it. He represented me to the day I retired.
That's did he turn out to be a good agent for you?
Oh yeah. I,
Well,
I had a
that's a
I had a
blessing.
job every year. Every year I
That,
had a job.
that's a blessing, man, because that's one of the things that I think is overlooked
Hmm.
and really not known how
Right,
valuable that agent is, especially when you start playing overseas, to having the right person. So
right,
that's a blessing for you, and it's fitting, right? You put yourself in a position. You're not one to make excuses.
right.
Right. So for you to have good representation and having them do their part, coupled with you doing your part, is very fitting. So that makes me really happy to hear that. So you had
Yep.
a job every year. You're
Every
traveling
year.
all over the world. I'm
Yep.
sure that you're, you know what I mean, supporting your son and doing all of these things, man. But it's not easy though.
No, it's
Not
not. It
easy.
just, I played in seven different countries.
Easy.
And just, I mean, for 3 years in a row, I think I played 1 year I was in Mexico, and then once I was done, no, 1 year I was in Chile. Once I was done in Chile, I went and played in Canada. Once I was done in Canada, I went to Mexico. So I stayed on the go for probably about 3 seasons before I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I don't want to, wear myself out. Until Argentina was my home for the probably the last 8 years of my career.
That's a good place to set up too.
Yeah,
You know,
and
they
Argentina's tough ball.
they really respect basketball, especially, say off the backs of Ginobili and
Hmm.
Gola and all that. They have a nice basketball culture there.
They do, and they always took care of me. You know, I never wanted for anything. They always just go out the way just to make sure that I was okay. Um, I think my first year in Argentina, I won Player of the Year. Um, so like 7 different countries, I was Player of the Year. 4 out of the 7 countries I played in.
So what is this like? What is this like, man, when you reflect, man, as a young child growing up on the rough streets of Wyandanch and being able to look at that, man? Do you like really look and say, man, I beat the odds?
All the time,
You beat the
all the
odds.
time, because it's like it's easy to have excuses. Like I tell my son all the time, when
Yes.
he's working out, he wants to have a basketball court. I'm like, listen, you don't always need to be. You can do the smallest things just to get better.
Yep.
And I never made excuses of not having a basketball hoop or not having a basketball, or I've always found a way to make it work
And improve.
and improve
I'm getting
every
better at
day.
something. What do I have around? Okay. It's just my
That,
body. We getting in shape.
yep,
We doing something to get better. And
that's
this is
just what
something that you're instilling in your son.
yep. And it's easy to, come up with an excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, but what you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you gonna do about it?
This is amazing. This is an amazing story, bro. And salute to you, man. You're a wine dance legend, bro. You're a success story from Long Island,
Yep,
right? You played against everybody,
yep,
and like you said, there was no excuses made. And you also took enough of a risk on yourself to get the ball rolling in your professional career. Now, not you have to have courage to do that.
exactly.
You got to have courage to do
You
that. You have to
but
have courage.
in order for you to, understand you can take that risk on yourself, it's just a testament how much work you put in. If
100%.
you if you
100%.
know you put the
Believed
work
in the
in,
work. You
yeah, if
believed
you
in
know
the
you
work
put
and you believe in yourself.
believe the process. Like I
Yeah,
go talk to schools sometimes, I tell these guys all the time, enjoy the process. If you know you put the work in, you always gonna be ready. And
say that.
that was the thing about me. I was always ready.
Yeah,
Why? Because the work was already done.
that's amazing, bro.
Now it's time for me to prove it.
That's an amazing story. So where are we at right now, man? Bring us up to speed, man. Where are we settling at? And then I got a couple of questions that we're gonna run through.
Uh, right now I live in Lexington. You know, my son, he's in Northern Kentucky. About to start his basketball. He's in high school now, so he's getting on my nerves. He's getting him ready for the season. But we built for this. We
We
ready.
look for, man. I seen
Yeah.
some of the highlights and stuff, man. And this is another thing, man. We're trying to build the network to where we can continue to help each other because we're grown ups with children now.
Right.
So, what do you think about this page that we got going on, man? What's your thoughts on this? And I got some questions for you.
Man, this right here, man, brings back so many memories, man. Some of the stuff that I see, I'm like, man, I haven't seen that in so long. Right. And the culture of, New York basketball, it doesn't go past the city.
Yeah.
And I think, Long Island guys don't get the credit that they deserve, because we're always going to be in the shadow of New York City basketball. And
Yes.
this right here is just seeing some of the pictures and, seeing some of the comments. It just brings back so many memories. And a lot of guys, man, they deserve their flowers.
That's a fact.
This page right here is giving those guys their flowers, because I don't, New York City basketball means absolutely nothing to me, because we can go ride. My dogs from LI, we go ride, and we gonna give you a run for your money.
Absolutely, we respect those guys, but also
Right.
too, we always have to kind of hitch our trailer to NYC. We're the afterthought. So I think that this kind of brings a lot of these stories to the forefront, and
100%.
like you said, give us the ability to network with each other and do some pretty cool things. So I always appreciate your participation on the page,
No
and
problem.
hopefully we'll start doing some things together in real time too. So that'll be a conversation offline. I did ask you something earlier before I got these other questions.
Yeah.
How do you think Wyandanch can change their reputation? Is that even achievable in your opinion?
It's achievable. Just got to change their mindset. You know, when you got guys like Dre, when you got guys that's, you know, that's uplifting the community, you know, it's your mindset just have to change. You just got to lean on people like Dre
Yeah,
and understand that he's doing what's right. You know what I mean? You, you have to find somebody you can trust. You have to find somebody you can confide in. It can't always be, you know, everybody is against you. You can't
yeah,
always be me against the world.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You got to understand like there's ways out. There's ways
yep,
to do better.
yep,
You know what I mean? And it's why it can become a beautiful thing.
yep.
You know, everybody can't, you know, just find just it's a community thing. Like
It's
everybody
really,
holds everybody accountable. Everybody gotta, you know, find ways to do it the right way.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now let's tie this. We're gonna wrap it up with some basketball stuff. All right.
Okay.
Give me, if anything, in your career, what would be one thing that you would change, if anything?
Hmm. One thing that I would change. I don't think there's anything I would change because everything I went through, it made me a better person, it made me a better basketball player.
I respect that. That's why I
Mm.
said if, right? I don't want to ever put that on a person, you included, if there's nothing that
Yeah.
you shout out to
No,
you for that. What
yeah,
would you
everything
say?
that I worked for, and I didn't get nothing easy.
No,
And
you
I
did
wouldn't
not.
change that.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
I wouldn't change that.
No, you did not. What about, what would you say your biggest or best moment? What rings out to you for your basketball career?
Uh, there's two things.
So
Even though I don't think it was done the right way, but it was done by the high school was my jersey being retired.
that's a big deal.
Um, when I found out, you know, it was like I mean, the way it was done, yeah, but the fact that my name was on that wall with my number, that was big.
That's a
And
big deal.
then that's the big one. And then me going into the Hall of Fame, you know, like all the work I put in and all the grinding that I had to do and the early morning workouts and the late night workouts and just for my name to be, you know, enshrined in Kentucky State history, that means everything to me. The fact that when you walk in our gym, my face is on the wall. You see what I'm saying? And not too many people can say that.
No, they cannot.
You see what
No,
I'm
they
saying?
cannot. I mean, so in both your two major places where you put the uniform on, you're in the Hall of Fame. And
Yep.
like
Yep.
that's the big deal. That's the big deal. And like you said, it's a testament to all the seconds, hours, and minutes and days and years that you put in. That's a
Yeah.
major and salute. I got one big question for you before we really get out of here.
Okay.
I need your all-time starting five from Wyandanch
Mm.
High School.
Mm. Let me see. Let me see. Of course I'm gonna put myself in there.
Okay, you got 4 spots left.
Dewey.
Dewey,
Got to
Dewey, Dewey made the cut?
Dewey made the cut. For me, Dewey made the cut.
Yeah,
Uh, Raymond Clare.
Ray Claire. We got two
Yeah.
spots left. So we got Abdul Kareem. We got
Yeah.
Kenny Jones
Um,
and Ray Claire. 2 more spots.
I'll probably mess some people up with this, but I'm gonna say Stephen Bumpers
Oh, why you going Stephen Bumpers?
because he was for me. He was the wild card. He was like the X factor. He was the one that everybody slept on, but he'll give you work.
Okay, you got 1 more spot left, dude, in this rich history of Wyandanch basketball.
See, for this last one, they got to come together. It's when you got one, you got the other. They got to come together. I got to do Chris and Cam. They got to be one. They got to come together.
That's 6 players, man. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to go. I can't do that. Kenny, you know I hold the line.
I'm gonna take Chris.
I see what you did there.
I'm gonna take Chris Barber.
Chris Barber. All right, so Dewey's over. Okay, so you got Dewey. I want you to repeat it. This is your team.
Okay.
And
I
then let
got
me know you
Dewey.
got a chance to change things before you put a
Oh
stamp on
no,
it.
I'm not. No, I got myself. I got Dewey. I got Raymond. I got Steph, and I got Chris.
That's a tough team, man.
Our team.
That's going to give anybody from Long Island some fits out
We're
there.
gonna give us some problems.
So if we was going to give some words of encouragement to any young up and coming basketball player from Long Island, United States, or globally, what are you going to say? Give us something, man. Drop a gem on us before we get out of here.
Um, the main thing is for me, especially with these young guys, understand when you looking at the social media, when you looking at all these highlights, that's the reward. You gotta understand the process before you get to the reward. You got to understand that Steph Curry wasn't shooting like that, you know, when at a younger age. You can't automatically jump to the reward without putting the work in, because like social media, yes, it's a global stage. It's way more than what we had. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
easier for coaches to find you. It's easier for all this other stuff. But if you're not putting that work in, understand you're not going to enjoy that reward. Because at the end of the day, the work you're not putting in, somebody else is.
somebody else is.
Somebody else is. You can't get to that reward without first, what for me was missing in the game today. There's no more fundamentals. There's
That's
no
the,
more.
this
There's no more fundamentals in basketball.
this is another topic because I think that we hitting some heavy topics in here, and we're not going to take too much time on this. This will be a separate one, but I also have to take a look at what you just said, and there is drastic change in the
Mhm.
basketball landscape, and I think as us older, we're in the older category now because we're 20 years past high school.
Right,
We've seen the transformation when you add in all the technology and resources,
right.
different landscape. Who do we have to look at first? Is it because we automatically go to the player, but we have to look at the foundations. It's we have to look at the parents, the coaches of today, allowing some of these things to be carried on before we
Right.
even get to the player. Because you and I both know if we play, we get away, we're gonna do whatever we can get away with.
Yep.
So I think it's a lot of branches to that tree, man. You got a lot of entitlement from
A
some of the
lot.
players, from the parents and players that really make it hard to coach the guys. You have coaches that coddle the kids because they're scared to lose the player.
Right.
You got
Right.
a lot of trainers that were selfish players, and they're trying to
Yep.
train kids, and they
And
not
that's
teaching them
the
how to be a basketball player, but just a one-on-one. So we got a lot of branches on this
yeah.
tree, and the
When it
best
comes
thing I
to like all these trainers, it's not like for me, some of the worst players think they're the best trainers. You know what I mean? And it's
another
like,
loaded topic. Another loaded
yeah,
topic. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
exactly.
And,
And you're
and it's
charging
a
all this
slippery
money.
it's a
You're
slippery
charging,
slope because there's money involved, and then you can come
exactly.
off as a hater if you're trying to give some counsel to a parent and player. Say, hey, man, this is probably not the best wave for you or the best
Right,
person. You're gonna come off as a hater. But it's
right.
like this doesn't have much carryover to your game.
It doesn't have no carryover. And the game is no longer simple. You got guys dribbling the basketball 15, 20 times before they're making the first pass. The game is no longer simple. There's absolutely no more discipline when it comes to like growing up. We had to have that discipline.
It's I like I love some of the elements of today's game, especially the free flownness, like of
Yeah,
off, and even for you, like you would be a very versatile player in
yeah,
today's game.
right.
Um, but there's some old school attributes that I really, really, really enjoy,
Yep. And
and
there's some old
I
school
think the
attributes that's
blend.
missing for today's game that will make it even better.
It's the percentage is really low.
Yeah,
It's
really
really
low.
low,
Yeah,
and I think we're saying the same thing. The combination of some of these old things, these old values, these old core foundational pieces, coupled with today's resources and flexibility and offense versatility. I think that's where you can get the best blend, but we don't always
Right,
see that. We don't always
right.
see that. So I think that's a fascinating topic, and that's something that I try to instill in the youth, and give the real to some of the parents. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody likes the real. They
100%.
sometimes some people want their just tell me what I like to hear.
Yep,
So
yep,
I think we're on the same type of time with that, man.
100%.
Kenny, man, this has been great, man. I really appreciate it again, man. Every time we get in contact with us, it's always up. And you're one of the realest to come out of Wyandanch, Suffolk
I
County, Long
appreciate you, bro.
Island, man. And
I
and it's
appreciate it.
never gonna change. Like stay who you are, man, and just keep getting better. Right? We
100%.
as we get older, we get more seasoned in different categories. But one thing I love about you is you're constantly learning. You're
Yep,
constantly learning. So you stay in that mode, so you're constantly growing. So I always salute you for that, man. That's why we can say that your name is up in lights at two different places where you played, right?
yeah,
Not many
for
people
sure.
can say that, but you earned it. You
Yes,
earned
sir.
it. You deserve it. And this is another reason why we wanted to have this conversation on this platform to be able to give you your flowers and hear your backstory, bro.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Much love, man. Until next time, man. I really appreciate you all. God bless.
Yes, sir.